Good evening. My name is Jimena Rodriguez Guevara. I will be the presenter and moderator in this virtual architecture symposium, addressing the theme of architecture and urbanism. The presentation will be directed by Brandon, Jair, and Anna. Architecture and urbanism refers to evening relate to the city and the regions where they are located, as it is responsible for the modification, planning, and remodeling of these. To have a space where society develops its activities, and this is very important in our day-to-day because without it, we will be living in a city without order, without sense, without form, and that will surpass the limits of that is the nature. This way, we have to take advantage of the available resource to diminish the environmental impact, trying to reduce the energy consumption. And without entering to more preambles, we will begin. Brandon?
Yes, good evening. Nice to meet you guys. Today I'm talking about a city involving in bioclimatic urbanism, Master City, which is designed by the architects firm Foster Close Partners. Hopes to become the first smart city in the world. First of all, the project is located in the Abu Dhabi desert and consists in the creation of a smart and sustainable city with a dual intention. On the one hand, becoming a leader in the development of renewable energies and climate protections that in turn will be applied and used throughout the process of design. The extreme climatology of the area make adaptation to the environment an essential elements to make the city as efficient as possible. In the design of the city are joined traditional and avant-garde to traditional Arab architecture. Are added the latest technologies to maintain the temperature 20 degrees below the environment. A perimeter ring of vegetations whose goal is filter against sandstorms, and narrow streets 10 meters to main ones and 9 meters to rest. Traditional chain means to capture fresh winds and evacuate daytime overthink for both buildings and outdoors public areas. And plantations, green roofs, and water elements that refresh, decreasing the temperature. These sorts of projects are for which I have fallen in love with the architecture.
Thank you. Can this discipline of bioclimatic urbanism be applied in less developed countries?
Of course, yes. You don't necessarily need to be a developed country, capable creativity architect who knows his environment. That is what each country needs to achieve change. The world also needs us to design with renewable energy in mind and to use new materials.
Okay, thank you. Jair?
Good evening, it's nice to meet you. Interior design is something very interesting. Architect Kelly Hoppen says something very true. If you are bothered by a style of music, bored by the theater or not attracted to works of art, you can almost always avoid them. The architecture, however, is different, boldly thought out project will affect the lives of many people constantly and for a long time. In interior space, this effect is further amplified. Therefore, Kelly Hoppen, when designing an interior environment, she must plan, investigate, coordinate, and manage this project to obtain a suitable handling and aesthetically pleasing environment for the people who will use the space. But what is it interior design? First, understanding user behaviors is essential to creating functional and aesthetical present space. And at the same time, the interior design should pay interior to the condition of comfort, finding the specialization of currents and materials constructives the most visible.
Thank you. Who does the discipline of interior design help social welfare?
It helps public welfare because the armchair design with respect to living room, and the living room with respect to house, and the house with respect to city. For this reason, the urban image is improved and in term social welfare.
Thank you. Anna?
Hello, nice to be with you. In recent years, architecture buildings and designers have increasingly recognized the responsibility they have. Michael English is one of the most recognized architects of our time. He was born in Copenhagen. After finishing his studies in the Royal Danish Academy of Fine Arts, in 2006, he founded the Breaking English group, BIG, in Copenhagen. BIG has ungarnered its modest beginnings as an architecture studio that today it is a research and development facility specialized in urban planning. That work factor has helping make English buildings extremely popular. His most famous project may be Copenhagen, a 279-foot tall power plant in the Dutch capital, where garbage is burned to generate low carbon energy in a process to clean that big cloud put a sky slope on top.
Thank you. What is the relationship between urban planning and environment impact, and who does this affect your quality of life?
As the project grew larger, English said, so did his belief in the importance of scale when planning for sustainable building environment. When you're building a house, there are there is a few things you can do. Add some solar panels and roof and so on, but most of it is not very effective. If you are planning a city block or native born hot townhead, you can start working with some scenarios. He said, capturing rainwater over a large area, designing to take advantage of the difference in the energy used between resident buildings, which typically spend energy on heating, and commercial buildings, which spend energy on cooling in the middle of the day. There are all kinds of things you can start doing, and every time you go up in scale, you can actually do more. The logical conclusion he decided was to attempt to tackle an entire work.
Thank you. As we could see, architecture and urbanism is a very important topic to deal with. It is a topic that we cannot leave adrift, and we always have to take it ahead. Trying to take architecture have a constant balance and harmony with the environment.